How you doing, guys? Richard from Yes I Can, and today I thought I'd make this video to tell you guys a bit about what's happening in the building industry, to give you guys a bit of a heads up on the situation that we're facing. I think the news is really, and all the media and the news and the social and everything you hear, I don't think it tells you the full story. So I thought, coming from a person like myself with the kind of business that I own, obviously Yes I Can Project Group, I wanted to talk to you guys a bit and tell you guys a bit about sort of what's happened with us in the industry and what we could expect moving forward. So I want to start off by saying to everyone, and the most important thing is bear with us, please, bear with us and bear with your builder. Just, you need patience. So to give you an idea what happened last year, everything was sort of fine until the lockdowns. Then, as everyone knows, we got locked down. Now, the government wants you to think that it was a 4-week lockdown. In actual reality, for me, it was more like almost a 8 to 12 week lockdown. When we came back from work, when we came back to work, that is, we had a problem. When we got locked down, the first 4 to 6 weeks, we could not, the first 4 weeks, we couldn't do any work, 3 to 4 weeks. Then the next 2 to 3 or 4 weeks or something like that, we could only work on unoccupied properties. So builders like myself and renovators like myself who had staff and expenses, mind you, I was not eligible for any payments. Because we had the staff and everything, we had contracts already signed and waiting to be started for full home renovations that were unoccupied. So during that time period, to generate some income to pay the bills, we started a lot of large projects like extensions, full home renovations, things of that nature, to help generate some income. And then the economy opened, or the lockdowns ended. So not only did we have these, I think it was 5 or 6 large projects, we were then thrown back with the 20-something jobs that were outstanding from before the lockdowns. Now, ordinarily, that's not a big deal. But when you do that to the entire building industry, and then you have people that just don't want to come back to work, and then you have a shortage of materials, okay? And then you also have a shortage of staff. It became a massive problem for us last year. We came back in, most of the jobs that we did last year and even the beginning of this year, they were quoted before, during, and just after lockdowns. Once we have a contract signed, the price is firm. Then all of a sudden, we start these jobs. Okay, we're a few months out from Christmas, and all of a sudden, the prices go up. I can't go to my customers and ask for more money because that customer is going to respond in one of 2 ways. First way, he's going to say, had I known that, I wouldn't have signed the contract with you, which is fair enough. And the second thing they're going to say is, I can't afford it. So as a builder, I made the decision to continue at the prices that was agreed on and to do the customer's jobs. I mean, that's the only right thing to do. And we're coming towards the end of the year and the shortage of staff, shortage of materials. I was paying ridiculous amount of monies to get jobs done just to get keep the customer happy and get the job done before Christmas. We lost, I'll tell you about myself. I lost nearly $350,000 in a span of 4 months, 3.5, 4 months, which is ridiculous. In 8 years, I've never lost money in my life. So we finished the jobs, we stressed out, we worked harder than we'd ever worked before, and then we lost money. And then we say, okay, look, it was a situation, end of 2021, that's fine. 2022 will be a better year. So we go on holidays. You have no idea. After the 6 months that we spent at the end of last year with the lockdowns and all the stuff that we had to deal with after the lockdowns, we say, okay, beautiful. We need this holiday. All right. Christmas, fantastic. A few days later, New Year's Eve, everyone gets sick. I got COVID. I was sick for nearly 2.5 weeks. So the majority of talk about myself, I had no holiday. My family had no holiday. The majority of my staff had no holiday. The majority of the contractors that I spoke to had no holiday. They all had COVID and sick and you couldn't do anything. Couple that with the bad weather, even though this has nothing to do with the topic, We feel like we're just in this with this grey cloud over us. And then we come into this year and go, okay, look, let's focus. We've got a lot of payments that we've got to catch up with. Let's get started. I come in on January. It was the January 17th. I think we were back at work on the Monday. I come in, out of my six staff members, just me and one other staff member. Most people were sick, off, COVID. People that got COVID earlier on didn't want to come back because they didn't have a holiday, so they wanted that extra week just so they can feel like they've had some kind of catch up with their housework, fix a few things around the home, take the family to the pool. So we come back to 2022 and we already have no staff. Fine, that's not a problem. Then we start the projects and we start getting contractors to give us pricing. And the pricing is ridiculous. The pricing that we're getting in 2022, okay, if we maintain a reasonable price, we can't make money. I had to sit there for literally nearly 2 weeks with the accountant, sitting there, restructuring my entire business, downscaling my entire business, taking all my project managers off project managing, okay, and putting them on the tools because most of my project managers are carpenters, okay, just so I can save a few dollars because the prices that we're getting are so ridiculous. Not only are the prices ridiculous, there's a 2 to 3 week wait. So you strip down a bathroom, okay, for example, if the walls need frame straightening, you're sitting there with a stripped out bathroom, untouched for 7 to 14 days until you can get a carpenter in there, which is, customers going to look at you and go, why'd you strip down my bathroom? Materials. We got contracts with High Grove Bathroom, Beaumont Tiles. There is nothing guaranteed at the moment. You call up today, you might want a certain toilet or a bathtub or a vanity or a PC item or a tile. Today it's available, tomorrow it's not. And the wait time is not a week or two, it's usually months. Then we've got to explain to customers why we need to get, instead of 10% wastage on tiles, we need to make sure we get at least 20 to 30%. Because the batch numbers, everything's selling out so fast, if you get a different batch number, you're going to have slightly different color variations. And that's if you can get the same tile. And that's why we use our partners at Beaumont Tiles, because Beaumont Tiles are fantastic at keeping the same product especially in the builder's range, for a long period of time. It allows you to do repairs in the future and things of that nature. So now I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Just on that note, in October last year, right, we doubled our advertising spend. We spent a lot of money in October on advertising. The theory behind it for me was, if everyone's going crazy for renovations, I might as well spend extra money, book myself in until February, March, April of January. I spent a lot of money, and then one thing that I realized, people don't want to spend the true prices that renovations have come up to. Nobody wants to spend that. Your bathroom went, by the end of last year, we had already seen an increase in pricing. So by the end of last year, a typical bathroom was costing customers, completed with PC items and everything, anywhere from, say, 22 to 20 to 26, 27 grand. That jumped up to well above 40,000. Sorry, well above 30,000. We were going out to customers' houses and saying, your bathroom would have cost 25, but now it's going to cost you 33. And customers are like, I'm not spending that. I'm like, I don't blame you. So as a business owner now, I'm sitting here, I've got all my staff members, I don't know whether I should advertise or not. Mind you, advertising is not cheap. Advertising is what can kill your business. I can spend $50,000, $100,000 a month on advertising. And then you spend that money on advertising and you don't know whether you're going to get the work back in. And even if you did get the work back in, there's no guarantees that you're going to get the material. There's no guarantees that the price that I've just given you, okay, is going to be feasible in 2 months when I do start your job. What do we do, guys? I've got a word of advice for everyone. Anyone that's doing a renovation work, be careful with your builder, okay? Everyone is honest until you hit their pocket. We're known as honest builders. I will lose everything before I upset a customer. That is my philosophy. I'm known for that, right? But there's a lot of people that just won't do that. And you know what? Frankly, I don't blame them. Even though it's not the right thing to do, a lot of builders will be backed into a corner where they priced you up $200,000 for your full home renovation, but the actual cost to him to renovate, to do that job, is going to be $250, $260 because of the inflation. So he's going to, in his mind, is like, I'd rather just walk away from the job than lose 60 grand. And that's when you find out where the true people are, people that are honest. When you've got them backed up in a corner and you're hitting their pockets hard. Guys, I think this is long enough for this video. I'm going to make a couple more videos just explaining the situation that we're in. Visit our website, yesican.com.au. Contact us on 1-800-300-937. That's 1-800-300-YES. And as always, guys, at Yes I Can, if we can't do it, no one can. Thank you.